Welcome to the URA Stewardship and Guardianship Administration. I am Mona B. Jao Gekoyo, the Chief Steward of the United Regions of Africa. Today, we are looking at the cleansing of Buddhism, and Mwenenyaga is cleansing Buddhism. Mwenenyaga awakened Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, under the Bodhi tree. The Dharma he taught was pure, a path of awakening. Those who came after him brought division. They divided his teachings into schools: Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, Zen, and Pure Land. They built hierarchies and doctrines. Mount Kailash Altar in Tibet is part of the Igongona network. Igongona contains divine radiation that heals, elevates, and transforms. Mwenenyaga is restoring Mount Kailash Altar Pilgrimage, Kora. China will benefit from Kora. Buddhism has been captured. Theravada monks in Sri Lanka and Myanmar have incited violence against Muslims. Mahayana institutions in China have allowed the suppression of Tibet. The Dalai Lama lives in exile while his homeland is occupied. Vajrayana practitioners in Tibet have been tortured, monasteries destroyed, and Kora restricted. Zen criminals in Japan were complicit in imperial wars. Buddhist nationalism has killed Muslims in Myanmar, Hindus in Sri Lanka, and other Buddhists in Japan. The painful voices of the victims are in the cosmos. The 21st century marks the termination of evil regimes and unclean people globally. Creation purity will be restored. For me, I've told you we have the Igongona network, because in the creation, the earth is on a globe, and all this is for real. Even people right now have technology, they can be able to view where they are dwelling well. And this is a fact, let me tell you. And things are not the same. Even the mountains, let me tell you. Mount Mwenenyaga, let me tell you, is the epicenter. Let me tell you, that's where the source is abiding. The mountain now, it contains a throne, a cosmic one. I'm telling you, God is a different dimension. For me, I can see with my own eyes, because I don't have ordinary dreams. I have even dream learning. I've told you I'm commissioned, so what I read for you is pure. For me, I do pure things, and you can benefit a lot even from wisdom. You know, now Buddhism has suffered the same way Islam, and things which has suffered after the founders. There are people now who usually want to claim it, but then they are not commissioned to do so. So that is a problem. And I'm telling you what happens. You should remember the purpose of spirituality is to help people with the outer space radiation. Because now when human beings are touched by the positive outer space radiation, that's when spiritual transformation occurs. But then we have people who restrict, who don't know the purpose of spirituality. They are there for control, but then it is not like that. And I've told you, we have the major Igongona network. I've told you now Mount Mwenenyaga, that's where the sources are born. It's even having immense radiation, which is positive, benefiting people. Even the Ark of the Covenant, radiation of the black hole. There are people who know this, let me tell you. And I'm telling you this for real. Even there are sages who visit them for spiritual purposes. No, it's not everyone. I'm telling you, there are people who now have cosmic knowledge. I'm telling you, they are able, cosmic awareness. They know creation is now having a lot, not what is restricted by the mainstream. And I'm telling you what happens. Now there was division, let me tell you. And now you have the Theravada, you find it in Sri Lanka, in Myanmar, in Thailand, in Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. And then there was also division to Mahayana. Now this one, you find it in China, in Taiwan, in Japan, in Korea, and Mongolia. And then you have the Vajrayana, which you find it in Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, Mongolia, and Russia. And then you can see even wars. There have been wars, even in Sri Lanka. You can see even Buddhists fighting with Hindus and Muslims fighting with Buddhists. You have seen it, which is unfortunate, because now even children suffered at this cost. They are out of Christ, and there are evil people now take this opportunity to loot and to do crimes, or like to rape and do such, which is unfortunate. You can see even what Japan did in China in 1937 and early 1938. You can see there are some people who usually even honor those criminals, those war criminals, because it's so unfortunate. They are cursed people. I'm telling you, even the nation ought to take the responsibility, because even they have been trying to avoid it, but then what they did is dehumanizing, because it's so unfortunate. And you have in Myanmar, you have seen what have happened. In Myanmar, Britain now was using African soldiers, and I prayed the Mau Mau. Let me tell you, actually, that's the seed of Mau Mau. It's from Myanmar at Burma. And they prayed while facing Mount Kailash, and then later when the war ended, they converged, let me tell you, with other volunteers who now they joined, let me tell you, the resistance joined now in 1948, and the covenant was sealed by Moa Kefiro, and now they were even told how Britain will fall. Let me tell you, everything is known, because things are not operating because of themselves. They are enabled. I'm telling you, it's so painful when right now Myanmar is now militarized. They don't know now the right Buddhism, and that is so unfortunate, because it should not be like that, because now those overthrowing, and I'm telling you, it's so unfortunate. People now don't know the creation, why they are there, which is unfortunate. In Thailand, you can see the Buddhism as we commercialized, let me tell you, which is unfortunate. Monarchy, which has not defined anything. They are not even divine or having covenant with the imperial seat of majesty. They don't know even what is that. They are political. Endorsement from criminals like the US does not matter, because even the US is falling this century, the 21st century, in fulfillment of prophecies. And in Tibet, you can see now from the invasion of China in the 50s, which is now, what happened now, monasteries were destroyed, the monks were imprisoned, and there are a lot of killing. And even Dalai Lama being exiled, and Dalai Lama is from Tibet. It's Dalai Lama will go back to Tibet, because now even China will benefit. Because I'm telling you, you should not be like that. Because I'm telling you, in China, you have many tribes in China. And now the Han are occupying now the biggest percentage. But then remember, it's not for dominance. I'm telling you. Even, the first community to be created was Agekoyo. And then you have not seen Agekoyo doing such evil in the past. And they had the potential, because even those people who know Agekoyo well, they are not the ones who are pretending. Because now the history has been suppressed. Even Kora now, China can benefit a lot from Kora, because Kora will benefit people. When they succumb, they get the radiation, they go at the Manasalova, which should be happening. Because now I'm telling you, this now spirituality, which is part of the Igongona network. And for us in Igongona program, I've told you we deal with Igongona. I'm telling you this, we help China a lot, because now even they have demonized, and Dalai Lama calling Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama is not splitting anything, because there's just diversity. And remember, now Tibetan are the custodian, because now even Agekoyo are the custodian of Mount Kailash, and now the Mount Kailash, I'm telling you, is a Igongona, and it is so unfortunate when you do like that. And Dalai Lama will go back. And now the Buddhist countries should unite, because I'm telling you, that will benefit people, because you have the regimes, even in North Korea, you can see they have suppressed the Buddhism, because for them now it's so painful. But then people will be liberated this century, because now the creator of everything abode in Mount Mwenenyaga in Kenya, and because even the Zen criminals, even who are blessing the wars, Japan has done a lot of crimes, which is so unfortunate. And the ones who have been restricting Japan and making them hide is the USA, because now you can see what they did. Even it's so unfortunate, and I know it's so unfortunate. But I'm telling you now, you will see people now, you discern who people are for it, because of the cosmic energy. You know, even a pure blood complicity, which is unfortunate. Even they are commercializing rituals, which is, those rituals have no divine spark, which is unfortunate. Because I'm telling you, when it matters if you are qualified, and it matters a lot even your karmic energy, even what you have done. Because people who have been given birth for you to be there, if you don't embrace them, you won't know your source or know your energy and know your power. If you want real power, real power now come from, let me tell you, from Igongona. Even I've told you about the Hopi in Arizona. Also, it's part of the Igongona Global Igongona Network. I've told you the Global Igongona Network include Mount Mwenenyaga in Kenya, the dwelling of the source and the ark of the covenant, and then include Mount Kailash in Tibet. Let me tell you, include now the San Francisco peaks. Let me tell you. Also, I'm telling you, in Switzerland we have a Igongona, and also the Kaba is a Igongona. Also, I'm telling you. So those are the global Igongona network, and we are dealing with the Igongona network. I'm telling you, the Igongona are there to benefit humanity, but then the people who benefit people are the prophets, because are the ones who are, commissioned and given the wisdom of helping people to know how do we now utilize this radiation and make it useful to us. Because I'm telling you now, remember, everything is existing not only where you are, but then embrace now. People are not the same. Some have cosmic gifts, so embrace now. Appreciate the diversity of the creation, because even when you die, you don't vanish. You occupy the whole. Let me tell you, you are everywhere, every time. You are spreaded. You have the aura. There is a lot. For me, I have explained deeply. So go to URI. Let me tell you, you listen and you get more. Let me tell you. Thank you very much.